Good afternoon, everybody. Let's talk about today's trade or zero DTE trade that we took this morning. And let's talk about the why, the where, and the what, and what played out. Crazy day, right? On the pre-market, we're up almost 1%. Now we're down a little over half. I think the push down back towards about 4,000 or so is now in the books, but we'll see what unfolds. But that's not the point of this discussion. Let's talk about today's 0 days to expiration trade, drama-free version. All right, so from here, you can see I did a 41.80, 42.30 call credit spread, and at the time was about, I believe, a delta 17 call, and I made it 50 wide. Let's do this 50 wide, and I entered at roughly, we'll call it, okay, so basically 24 minutes after the open, and I closed it roughly an hour afterwards, a little bit over, for 40 cents, giving me a total of, actually, I'm going to have to pull this up real quick. So 235 minus 0.40 for 195. Cool. So like it says, got into position for 235, locked it up for 40. So that gave me a $1.95 of credit, or locked in anyways. This was about 82% of the credit received. Not bad. I mean, it was back to the good old drama-free days. But anyways, in, out, pretty easy. And we could talk about why we did it. Cool. Let's go ahead and pull up the screenshots. Okay. So first few things. All right, price was falling back below the monthly point of control, which is this yellow line right here. Right, we're starting to get below it. We're starting to get rotation signals up here at the top of this purple box, which is I've been labeling as resistance. So we're starting to get rotations from the 10-minute all the way to the 2-hour time frame. Starting to get rotations. And then we started to break below the day's point of control, right? So all night volume's happening here. And then once we get below the largest area of volume, then you typically get a push lower, and obviously has rotations to the downside as well. So that had me leaning bearish, simply based off of where we were based on volume support and resistance. Now next, here's what was getting me, or triggering me short, if you will, besides the volume. So if you've been following me for a while, I've talked about break and retest and fails and things like that. Well, let me make this fit to screen. Okay, I guess that's good enough. All right, so over here in the 30-minute chart, if you look over here, we have a 30-minute sell signal, which is that arrow right there. And see this level of support? It's happening against daily resistance. So it broke, or sorry, it was above it, broke below it. And this is when I actually alerted to the small account master members. I said, if we get back below VWAP on the 21 EMA, I want to enter short. And we did. So right here, we broke below. So look for that retest and take it back down. So this is 30-minute time frame. Starting to get multiple sell signals up here against daily resistance. And when it broke below VWAP and then rallied back above, and that's where I mentioned if we break below, we're going to go short. So here is the pop above, and here is the break back below that I mentioned to enter short. And you see, like I said, the multiple sell signals. The high-low was giving us high pressure sell signals. Everything was red. And so enter the position. And then what happened after that? I'll pull up chart here. Actually, it might be a little better just to minimize this so you can see a little bit more crunched. There we go. Okay, so that way you see the 5-minute SPX based on the options position. So here is the time that entered. at 8:54 Central, entered for 235. I have my stop and my target. So we entered and it just went sideways, and you can see price just went sideways. But when we got this drop, that's when we got a big drop in price as well. We lingered around 50 to 60% as price went sideways again. And then on that drop, that's when we nailed the 80% of the credit received. I mean, it was pretty drama free. The signals worked out as planned. The plan of attack that was going out in the morning worked out. There were some arrows that initially were forming here, but I just stayed patient. But once I saw this picture and I started to see the break and fail, like it was looking heavy, and I recognized this pattern as well, that was when I decided to go ahead and get short. But hopefully some of y'all were able to take advantage of that. If you did, tell me in the comment section below what side you went. Did you do bullish or bearish? Today's one of those days, if you went bullish, you more than likely stopped out. There are some days where you go bullish or bearish and it'd be just fine, but today was definitely one of those days where if you went bullish, got caught on the wrong side. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all. A quick, well, everyone likes to know money version. So I got 82%. So, I mean, it was nothing crazy. So, like I mentioned, I got in for here to there. That was 1 point. So $1.95 of credit for 3 times over 3. So that was a quick $585 hairs. So cool. Anyways, that's the trade. Hope everyone has an awesome day, and we'll see what unfolds again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.